Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Code 369. This is JavaScript algorithms and data structures class, and this is a part of full stack development course. Okay, and now we are going to see class 65. And here we are learning JavaScript algorithms and data structures from freecodecamp website, and I have given link to this website in the description box. So far we have completed basic JavaScript, ES6, regular expressions, debugging, basic data structures, basic algorithm scripting, object-oriented programming, functional programming. Okay, and today we are going to see intermediate algorithm scripting. The first exercise is sum all numbers in a range. For example, here you can see 1, 4, okay, and it should return a number. So we will pass you an array of two numbers. Okay, we will be having two numbers. Return the sum of those two numbers plus the sum of all the numbers between them. For example, if we are having 4 and 1, we should return the sum of all the numbers from 1 to 4. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So other condition is the lowest number will not always come first. So it is not necessary to be given as 1 and 4. It can be given as 4 and 1 also. Okay. So we have to find the sum of all the numbers from 1 to 4, and that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. That is what we have to do. So first of all, let me finish the code and I will be explaining you very quickly. Okay. So I have completed the code and let me explain it. Okay. So here we will be receiving an array, and that array is nothing but 1, 4. And what we have to do is we have to find the sum of all the numbers from 1 to 4, and that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, even if this array is given as 4, 1, okay, we have to find the numbers from 1 to 4. Okay, we have to find the sum of the numbers from 1 to 4. That's it. So now let us see the answer. Here I have declared a variable called letMax and another variable called letMin. Okay. So what we will be doing is we will be finding what is the maximum number and the minimum number in this array. So we know 1 is the minimum number and 4 is the maximum number, but in coding we have to find it. So I am going to find what is the maximum number and store it in the variable letMax. Okay, max variable. So for that we have to use math.max method. Okay, math.max method, and then we will be giving two parameters, two arguments, and it will find which is the maximum value. Okay, so what are the two values? This 1 and 4 are the two values. Okay, so 1 is nothing but the array of index 0. Okay, because this array is called with the name of the ARR here. Okay, so if I have to access the first element of this array, I have to give ARR of index 0, and if I have to access the second element of that array, I have to give ARR of index 1. Okay, so here 1 and 4 are inserted. Okay, and the maximum number among 1 and 4 will be stored in max, and here also like that only. 1 and 4 are given with the name of ARR of index 0 and ARR of index 1. Okay, and the minimum number will be stored here. Now I have taken a variable called sum between, and I have initialized it with the value of 0. Then I have used for loop here. Okay, and what I will be doing is I will be initializing the I variable with the value of minimum. Okay, so the minimum value the minimum value among these two values will be assigned to I. Okay, and the I will be less than or equal to max. It means that the I value will be increasing up to it reaches the maximum value. Okay, so the I value will be increased by this condition I plus plus. Okay, so if I, so initially the I value will be minimum. For example, 1 will be here as I. Okay, and the value will be increasing I using I plus plus. So 1 will become 2, 2 will become 3. Okay, and this I value will be, the I value will be increasing until it reaches the maximum value. For example, 4 is the maximum value. So when I becomes equal to 4, this iteration, this I plus plus will stop. Okay, then what we will be doing is, we are going to make sum between added by I. Okay, so initially the sum between is 0. Okay, then we will be adding this 0 with the I value. So the initial I value is 1. So 0 plus 1 will be equal to 1. Okay, now the sum between value will be becoming 1, and then the I value will be 2. Then what will happen is, here sum between value will be 1. So 1 plus 2 equal to 3. Okay, and then here the I value will become 3. Okay, already the sum between value is 3, so 3 plus 3 will be 6. Okay, and then the I value will be 4. Here the sum between value is 6, so 6 plus 4, 10. Okay, so sum between value will become 10 at the last. Okay, this is how it will be going on. So finally the sum between value will be returned. Okay, so here I have changed the code just for the purpose of making you understand how it works. Okay, but initially the value should be set to 0. Okay, press Ctrl Enter, and finally you will be getting the value of 10 here. Okay, give console.log of this, and it will be showing you 10. Press Ctrl Enter. Now compare two arrays and return a new array with any items only found in one of the two given arrays, but not both. Okay, so what they are telling is, we will be having two arrays. Okay, we will be having two arrays, and any of the element in the first array is present inside the second array. Okay, that element should not be returned. Okay, for example, if 1 2 3 5 is present inside this array 1 2 3 4 5, so this 1 2 3 5 will not be returned. Okay, and here also like that only, if one is present, if this one is present inside the first array, it should not be returned, and if this 2 is present inside this array, it should not be returned, and if this 3 is present inside this array, it should not be returned. Okay, so what we are going to return is, we are going to return a number which is not present inside both the arrays. Okay, so it should be present inside only one array. So that is what here. So here you can see there are two arrays 1 2 3 5 and 1 2 3 4 5. So the number which is present only one in array, sorry, the number that is present inside only one array is 4. Okay, so that 4 is returned, and other numbers are present inside both the arrays, so they should be ignored. Okay, that's it. So we are going to write code for it and we will be explaining it. Okay, So let me finish the code and I will be explaining it to you. So delete this. So that's it. I have written the code. Let me explain it. Okay. So here we will be having two arrays, ARR1 and ARR2, and we will be having an empty array here with the name of new ARR. So this is where the place we are going to store the numbers which is not common among the two arrays. Okay. For example, the number which is not common among these two arrays is 4. So we are going to store 4 here. Okay. So for example, I have said here, okay, said it. So we are going to store the uncommon number among these two arrays, ARR1 and ARR2 in this variable, okay. So then we are going to write a function, okay. Here we are going to write the function, and this function receives two arguments, that is first and then second, okay. For example, let me give it as first ARR, okay, and second ARR. And here also I have to give first ARR and here first ARR. Okay. And here second ARR. So that's it. So this function will be receiving two parameters, okay, two arguments. One is first ARR and the second is second ARR, okay. So this first ARR is nothing but, first of all we have to see here, okay. Here we are having function and that function name is only in first and that function is called twice, okay. That function is called twice. At the first calling, we will be passing the first ARR as array1, okay, and the second and ARR2 as the second ARR, okay. At the first calling, we will be passing ARR1 as the first array, okay, and the ARR2 as the second array. And in the second calling, what we will be doing is, we will be passing ARR2 as the first array, okay, and ARR1 as the second array, okay, second ARR. So what we are going to do is, in the first calling, okay, we have to do two things. Let me explain you. For example, the first array is 1 4 7 8, okay, and the second array is 99, 88, 77, 99, 88, 77, 66, 4, 7, okay. And what we have to do is, we have to return the numbers which are not common, okay. For example, here I am going to check whether 1 is available here, okay, and it is not available, so 1 is a common number. And I am going to check whether 4 is available here, okay, and 4 is available, so I will not be adding here, okay. Then I am going to check whether 7 is available, and 7 is also available, so I am not going to add it here. And then I am going to check 8 is available, and 8 is not available here, so I am going to add 8. So what we have done here is, we have checked the elements of the first array whether they are available in the second array, okay. So we have checked whether the elements of the first array are available in the second array, and we have added the numbers which are not available in the second array. Then what we are going to do is, we are going to check whether the elements of the second array are present inside the first array. So what we are going to do is we are going to check whether 99 is present inside 1478 and not. Okay, so we are going to add 99 here. Okay, and then whether 88 is present, no, so we are going to add 88, and we are going to check whether 77 is present inside the first array and not. Okay, so I am going to add 77, and then 66. Okay, so it is not present here, so add 66, and 4 and 7 are already present here, so we will not be adding it here. So what we are doing is, first we will be checking whether the elements of the first array are present inside the second array. Okay, so that is what we are doing here. Okay, in the first calling. Okay, in the first calling, and in the second calling we will be checking whether the elements of the second array are present inside the first array. Okay, so that is what the second calling. Okay, so I have done this because to understand why we have called 2 times the function. Okay, so that is why I have explained here this. Okay, so then let us go to the code. So we will be receiving 2 arguments called first ARR and second ARR at the first calling. Okay, so please ignore this. Okay, ignore the second calling, only think about the first calling. So we are receiving ARR1 array 1 as the first array and the ARR2 array 2 as the second array. Okay, then we are going to use for loop here. So why we are using for loop? In order to access the elements of the first array, we are going to use for loop here. Okay, so always the index of the array will be starting from 0, so I am giving let I equal to 0, and we can give I less than or equal to first array dot length. Okay, you can give like this, or otherwise you can give I less than equal to first ARR dot length minus 1. Okay, so both these things are same, and this first ARR dot length minus 1 is nothing but the index of the last element of the first array. Okay, so the index of the last element of the first array, and here you can see I plus plus, and the index will be added every time with the value of 1, so 0 1 2 3 like that, and this index will be added until the index of the last element. Okay, that is what we have given I less than or equal to first ARR dot length minus 1. Okay, and we are going to use if loop, if statement here, and we are giving condition as if second ARR dot index of first ARR of index I equal to minus 1, new ARR dot push of first ARR of index I. Okay, so we already know how to use index of to find whether an element is present inside an array. Okay, so if I am giving second ARR dot index of first ARR of index I, it means that we are finding the index of this element. Okay, first ARR of index I. So if I is 0 here, okay, so initially I have set the value of I equal to 0. So if I is 0 here initially, first ARR of index 0 is nothing but the first element of the first array. So the first element is 1 here. Okay, and we are going to find second ARR dot index of 1. So it means that we are going to find what is the index of the 1 in this array. Okay, in the second array we are going to find what is if the value of first ARR of index I is 0 is 1 here. For example, if we take the I value as 0, this is 1. Okay, because the 0th index of the first array is 1. So what we are going to do here is we are going to find the index of the 1 in the second array, and you can see 1 is present inside the second array and that index is 0. Okay, 1 is present as the first element, so its index is 0. and we are giving condition if this index, okay, if this index is equal to minus 1, okay. So it means that it is not present there, because if an element is present there, the index will be greater than or equal to 0, okay, because the index always starts from 0. And if we are giving the index as minus 1, it means that that, that particular element is not present. For example, this first ARR of index I is not present inside the second ARR, okay, if the value becomes equal to minus 1. So if it is not present there, it is uncommon, okay. So we will be pushing that value to the new ARR, okay, because we always want to add the value which is not present inside the another array, okay. We already know it. We have to add the uncommon element among the two arrays. So we will be pushing that, okay. So now what we have done is we are checking the values of the first array, and we are ensuring whether they are present inside the second array, okay. And then we will be passing the value of the first array, the element of the first array which is not present inside the second array, okay. So that is what the first calling here is, and then we are going to do the second calling, okay. Now we have changed the array, okay. We have changed the array 2 as the first array here, okay, and the array 1 as the second array here. So now what we are going to do is we are going to compare whether any element of the second array is not present inside the first array, okay. So we are going to compare now whether any element of the second array is not present inside the first array, and if it is not present inside the first array, we will be pushing that element to the new ARR, okay. So finally the new ARR will be having values which are not common among the two arrays, okay. First we will be comparing, first we will be checking whether any element is whether any element of the first array is not present inside the second array, okay, and we will be adding the uncommon values to the new ARR, okay. Then we will be checking whether any element of the second array is not present inside the first array, and we will be adding that value to the new ARR, okay. Finally we will be returning it. That's it. Press Ctrl Enter. So delete this is not necessary. Now we are going to see seek and destroy, okay. So usually what it is here we will be having an array, and we will be having some more arguments, okay. For example 2, 3, and if this 2, 3 is present inside this array, that should be removed from this array, okay, and only the remaining numbers should be returned. For example, here we are having 2 and 3, so this 2 and 3 should be removed, okay. So the balance is 1 and 1, so it should be returned, okay. That's it. So here we can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2 and 3 are here, and we will be checking whether 2 and 3 are present here, and we will be removing that 2 and 3, so the remaining will be 1 and 1, okay. So 1 and 1 will be returned. So let me finish the answer and I will be explaining you. So I have completed the code. Let us see it now, okay. Let us explain it now, okay. So here we are having a function which is receiving an array, okay, array as an argument, and you can see array here, okay. So this is what the array is, and not only array but also some arguments 2 and 3. So then what we are going to do is we are going to create a variable called vals to remove. Actually we have to say it as constant. So we are having a constant vals to remove, and what we are going to do is we are going to save the value of the arguments. Okay, for example 2 and 3, this 2 and 3 to this constant. Okay, so how to store it? So we are going to give object dot values. Okay, object dot values of arguments dot slice of 1. Okay, so it means that it will be taking all the arguments, okay, including the array. It will be taking all the arguments including array, and what it will be doing is it will be doing slice method. So slice method is nothing but user to copy the elements, and this argument is nothing but from which index it has to copy, and we are giving the index as 1, and that means from the second element. So from all these arguments we will be copying the elements from the second element. Okay, so 2 and 3 will be copied from here using this code, and it will be stored into the vals to remove. Okay, so now we will be seeing the output of vals to remove here. Okay, and you can see the result as 2, 3. Okay, now you will be having this constant as 2, 3. So let us remove it. This is not necessary. Then what we are going to do is we are going to create a filtered array. Okay, so this is where the final result will be stored. Okay, then we are having a for loop here. Okay, we are having a for loop here, and inside this for loop there will be another for loop. So let us see how it is working. For example, initially I will be setting the I value as 0, and I will be having I less than arr dot length. Okay, so for what this for loop is used here? So we are using this for loop in order to access this array. Okay, we are using this for loop to access this array. So already we know what is why we are using I less than arr dot length, I plus plus, all these things. Okay, so many times we have covered this. So this can be written like this also: I less than or equal to arr dot length minus 1. Okay, so this arr dot length minus 1 is nothing but the index of the last element of the array. So here, okay, this 3, the index of this 3 is nothing but arr dot length minus 1, and I plus plus, the index will be added with the value of 1 each time. So the index will be 0, 1, 2, 3 like that, and this index will be stopping when it reaches the index of the last element. So that is what I less than or equal to arr dot length minus 1. Okay, and initially I am setting a variable called remove element equal to false. Okay, then again what I am going to do is I am going to use for loop here. Okay, and I am giving the j value as 0 initially. Then what I am going to do is I am going to give j less than vals to remove dot length. Otherwise you can give j less than or equal to vals to remove dot length minus 1. Okay, so initially the I value will be 0, and let me tell you why we are using this for loop. So this for loop is used to access the vals to remove array. Okay, so let me print it: console.log of vals to remove. Okay, so here you are seeing the vals to remove array. Okay, so this for loop is used to access this array of 2 and 3. Okay, then what we are doing is we are using a if if statement inside this for loop, okay? Inside the for loop of j, okay, this for loop. Inside this for loop we are using a if statement, okay? So initially I will be taking the value of 0 and it will be entering this for loop, and so initially it will be taking the value of I equal to 0 and it will be entering into this for loop. So it will be accessing with the value of I equal to 0, j equal to 0, and then I equal to 0, j equal to 1, okay? Like that it will be accessing the values of 2 and 3. So that's it, and then we are going to see the if statement here. The if statement says array of index 1 equal to vals to remove of index j, okay? So initially array of index I is nothing but if the value of I is 0 here, it will be taking the value of 1 from this array, okay? 1 from this array, and it will be comparing whether it is equal to vals to remove of index j, and index vals to remove of index j is nothing but 2 and 3. So what it does is it will be comparing all the values here, okay, all the value of this array to the array here, okay, 2 and 3. So we have made it an array here, okay. So we will be comparing all the values of this array to the element of this array, okay, using this if condition, okay, using this if condition. And if this if condition becomes true, it will be making remove element as true, okay? Otherwise the remove element will be false as it is, okay? This remove element will not be changed if this condition becomes false, okay? If this condition is not true. So what can we say from here is, okay, what can we say from here is, if any element of this array is present inside this array of 2 and 3, this remove element will become true, okay? That is what we can say here. Otherwise it will be remaining false. And then we will be having another condition of if, okay? And the condition is if not remove element. It means that if the remove element is false, okay? If the remove element is false, what we will be doing is, we will be pushing the array of index I. It means that the element of this array, okay, to the filtered array, okay. So when this remove element will become false, this remove element will be false when the array of index I is not equal to vals to remove of j, okay. It means that this remove element will become false, okay, when any of the element of this array is not equal to this array, okay. So if any of the element of this array is not present inside this array, okay, is not present inside this array, this remove element will be false, okay. So that's it. Finally we will be returning the filtered array, okay. If you do not understand it quickly, you can watch it again and again and it will be easy to understand. Press Ctrl Enter. So in this exercise what we are going to do is, here we are having an array, okay, as the first argument, and as the second argument we will be having an object. So then what we will be doing is, we will be checking whether this object is present anywhere inside this array, okay. For example, we will be checking last capulet is present inside this array, and you can see it is present here, okay, last capulet. So what we will be doing is we will be returning this object, okay, the object where this last capulet is present inside, okay. So that's what we are going to do. Let me complete the code and I will be explaining you. So I have finished the code and I will be explaining you, okay. Then what we are having here is a function, okay, which will be receiving collection and source as the argument, and the collection is nothing but this whole array, okay, and the source is nothing but this object, and we will be checking whether this object is present inside this array, and if it is present there, for example last capulet, okay, we will be checking whether last capulet is present inside, and it is present inside this object, so we will be returning this object, okay. That is what we are going to do. So here what we are doing is we are having, okay, source keys, here, and here, I'm sorry, I have, okay, okay, I'm having a constant here called source keys, and what I'm giving is object dot keys of source. It means that what it will be doing is it will be checking this object, okay, it will be checking this object, and it will be taking the keys, okay, keys of the source. So this argument is nothing but source, okay, called as source, because we are having the name as source here, okay. It will be checking the keys of the source, okay. So this is the source and it will be checking what is the key, and the key is last, okay. Key is last and the value is capulet, and it will be taking the value, and it will be taking the key from this object, and that is last, okay. So it will be storing the last to the source keys here, okay. So let me print the value of a source keys, and you will be having the value of last here, okay. So we have taken the key from the object and stored it in const source keys, okay. So let me delete this. So now what we are going to do is we are going to filter, okay. So then what we are going to do is we will be returning this, okay. We will be returning this, and this is nothing but collection dot filter. So we are going to filter this collection based on some conditions, okay. So this is what the condition is, okay, this is what the condition is. So based on this condition we are going to filter collection, okay, and we will be returning. So here we are having obj, okay, this obj is nothing but every object, okay, every object of this array. So every object of this array will be passed with the name of the obj, okay, and then we will be using a for loop here. This is the function, okay, this is the argument and this is the function which we are working on, okay. So here we are having a for loop and we are having let I equal to 0 and I less than source keys dot length, okay, we can write like this also, I less than or equal to source keys dot length minus 1. Actually this for loop is used for giving the index of the array, okay, giving the index of the array. For example, we are going to access the source keys. Okay, source keys. So this for loop is nothing but to give the index for each of the so let me say it clearly. This for loop is used to access the source keys, okay, with the index. So that is why we are using. So why do we have to access the source keys? First of all, let me print the value of the source keys here, okay. Source keys here, okay. So we will be having an array with the value of last, but if we are having multiple values, for example, here you can see last capulet, this is what source here, okay, and here, but here you can see in this example, so okay, this apple 1 and bat 2 are the source keys here, okay, source here. So this source is having multiple keys, apple and bat, okay. So if this was passed as an argument, for example, instead of last capulet, this apple 1 and bat 2 was passed as an argument, we will be having multiple source keys here, okay, apple and bat. So instead of last, there will be apple and bat, okay, so there will be multiple values in this array. So we are using for loop here, okay, to access the values in this source array, okay. Here we are having only last, but if any other argument is passed here, it will be having multiple values. So we are using an array to do it, okay. So using this for loop, we will be accessing all the elements of the array, source array, okay. Then what we will be doing is, we will be executing the block here, okay. So we are using if condition inside it, and the if condition is if not obj dot has one property of source keys of index I. It means that source keys of index I is nothing but the index will be starting from 0 and it will be added with the value of 1, and this means the index of the last element of the source, okay. So this I will be accessing up to the last element of the source, and the source keys of index I is nothing but initially if the I value is 0, so source keys of index 0 is nothing but the first element, okay. Like that we can access all the elements of the source keys using this source keys of index I, okay. And we are checking if not obj dot has one property of source keys of index I. So already I told this array will be passed with the name of obj, okay. This array, I'm sorry, not this array, every object of this array will be passed with the name of the obj, okay. I already told it. So what it will be doing is, it will be checking whether this last property is present inside any object, okay, inside any object. For example, it will be checking with this object first. So it will be checking whether last property is available in this object, and it is available there, okay. So if it is available there, we will be doing something, but if it is not available there, okay, if it is not available there, we will be returning false, okay. If it is available there, okay, this condition will become false, so finally this will be returning true, okay. And also we are having another condition here, not only this condition but also another condition, and we are using OR operator. So any one of these conditions become true, okay, any one of these conditions become true, false will be returned, okay. So none of the conditions, if none of the conditions become true, it will be avoiding this block and it will be returning true. Okay, that's it. So let us check this condition. We are giving obj of, okay, obj of object of, okay, that is nothing but object of source keys of index I. It means that last, okay, is not equal to source of source keys of index I. Okay, so let us know what is this source of source keys of index I. Okay, so let me put it into a console here. Okay, give console dot log of, okay, let me cut this. So copy this and paste it here, and you can see the value as capulet. It means that source of source keys of index I, it means that the value of the last, okay, and that is capulet. Okay, so this is the source and we are giving source of source keys of index I. Okay, so we are giving the key name. Source keys of index I is nothing but the key name. So in this, so this is called source and this is an object, and in this object we are checking the value of the key. Okay, this is the key and we are checking the value of the key, and that is capulet. And what we are doing is we are checking whether it is not equal to the source keys of index I. Okay, whether it is not equal to the object of the source keys of index I. So we are checking whether this capulet is not equal to the object's last value. Okay, here you can see this object's last value here. Okay, Montag, and we are checking whether this capulet is not equal to Montag. Okay, so that is what we are doing here. So first of all we are checking whether the property, okay, for example whether the last property is not available in this object. Okay, so like that we will be checking for all the objects. Okay, every time. So first we are checking whether this last property is not available in this object. Okay, but it is available. Okay, so this becomes false. Okay, then we will be checking, okay, it is available, that's fine. Then we will be checking whether the values are not same. Okay, so whether the values are not same, and that is true, the values are not same. Okay, so the condition, this condition becomes true. So any of these conditions becomes true, this whole if condition will be executed. Okay, so now this if condition will be executed and it will be returning false. Okay, otherwise it will be returning true. So if this function becomes false, okay, if this function becomes false, what will be happening is this particular obj, okay, this particular obj will not be added to the collection. Okay, that is what. So if this, so first it will be checking whether this last is present inside this object. Okay, and if it does not, if it is not present, what will be happening is this object will not be added to the array. And even if it is present, we will be checking whether the value is same, and even if the values are not same, so this whole object will not be passed into the filtered array. Okay, so the only array which will be, the only object which will be passed to the filtered array is the object which is having the last property and the same value of the last property. So here you can see, so this object has the last property and also the same value. So this object will be passed to the filter array. Okay, so that's it. So let us print the result of this function. Console dot log of and you can see this result. Okay, first type alt, last capital. Oh, so this is the result. Okay, so that's it. Press Ctrl Enter. So now we are going to see spinal tap case. Okay, convert a string to spinal case. Spinal case is all lowercase words joined by dashes. Okay, so we will be making this sentence to all lowercase and all these words will be joined with hyphen. Okay, so you can see here this is spinal tap and this is the result. So everything will be changed to small letter and it will be joined with hyphen. Okay, so that is what we are going to do, and let me complete the answer and I will be explaining it to you. So I have completed the answer. Okay, and first of all we have to see how the argument will be passed. For example, here they have given an argument and we have to convert it like this. Okay, so this is not something special, but here you can see this argument will not be having any space in it. Okay, so we have to join this word with the hyphen, and you can see here this argument will be joined with underscore. Okay, that is also you have to notice, and you have to convert it to like this. Okay, so that is it. So we have to change the code according to this. Okay, you can be getting argument like this or you can be getting argument like this or anything. Okay, so let us see the answer. So we have created a function here. Okay, and it will be receiving this string as the argument. Okay, then you are seeing a variable declared here and that is called as regex, and we have written some code here. Okay, so what I have written here is create a variable for white space and underscores. Okay, so I am creating a variable for white space and underscores because you can see this string is separated with white space and this string is separated with underscore. Okay, so I am going to be writing code for that. So write here variable regex equal to /s plus. Okay, /s plus. S means space and plus means many spaces. Okay, so /s plus or. Okay, and it has to be and. Okay, we have to consider this as and. So /s plus, or you can write or. Okay, that is your wish. Underscore plus, it means one underscore or many underscores. Okay, so this is how we will be getting the string. For example, there will be words which is separated by many spaces, or there will be words which are separated by underscore. Okay, so both things can be happening. So we are writing a code of white space or underscore. Okay, and we are giving global flag here. Okay, so many times this white space can be occurring, so we are giving G here. Okay, or many times this underscore will be occurring, so we are giving G global flag here. Okay, and then what we are going to do is replace lowercase to low space uppercase. Okay, so replace low uppercase to low space uppercase. Okay, so let us see the string here, and we are going to replace this string now, okay, with here you can see so let us see the result here, okay, of this replaced str, and then we will understand how it works. So give console dot log of str, okay. So str, and now we have got a output like this, okay. This is spinal tap. So here what we have done is you are seeing the result. This is spinal tap, okay. Actually this is same like what we are having here, okay, but you can see this. For example, you can see this, okay, or you can see this, okay. This is the right example here. So right, see this, and you can call again. No, you don't have to call, just replace this string with this, okay. This is spinal tap, okay, and paste it here. Now you will be having an output like this, okay. So for this argument at all, you have to be getting a result like this. So for that only we are writing this code here, okay. So what will happen here is actually this is ending with a small letter, okay, and then again it should be beginning with capital letter, and again it should be ending with small letter, and it should be starting with uppercase letter, okay. So it will be continuing like that. So here what we are giving is, the condition is we are replacing this with this, okay. So how do we replace? So there is small letter from A to Z, okay, and this is a grouped one, okay. We have already seen all these things in regular expressions. So we are having A to Z, any letter it can be, but it is in small letter, okay, and the next will be in capital letter, okay. From A to Z it can be anything. So that is what you are having here. From A to Z you are having small letter here, and the next will be capital letter from A to Z, anything it can be, okay. And again you are having small letter, and you are again having capital letter. So that is what written here, okay, and it can be repeated for many times. So we are having G here, global flag, okay. Then what we are doing is we are making it a string with a space here, okay. Actually this bracket is called as $1, okay, and this second bracket is called as $2, and what we are doing is we are leaving a space in between them, okay. So the words like this will be having a space now, okay. The word which is ending with a small letter and the next word which is starting with capital letter will be having space in between them, okay. That is what we have done here, okay. Next what we are going to do is we are going to make all these letters joined with hyphen, and also we are going to make it small letters, okay, lowercase. So we are going, finally we are going to return the string here, okay. So give str dot replace, and we are going to replace this regex with a hyphen, okay. So here you can see regex is nothing but this, okay. Regex is nothing but this, and here smallest plus means white spaces, okay. So here you can see in the output the words are separated with white space, or it can be underscore also, okay. So in this output at all you will be having underscore, okay. Here you can see, so this is having underscore. So whatever it can be, even white space or underscore, okay. So we are going to replace it with hyphen using this code, okay. So finally we will be making all the letters to lowercase. So this is having capital letters in it, so we are going to make everything small letter, okay, using 2 lowercase. And finally I am going to call this function, okay, console.log of, sorry, I am going to print this function, and you will be having output like this. So this is what we want. Okay, press Ctrl Enter. Then what we are going to do is, if you please read these instructions. Okay, these are very simple to understand. So simply, if we have to say it, if a word begins with a consonant, take the first consonant or consonant cluster, okay, move it to the end of the word and a to it. So this can be seen in this example. For example, this is starting with a C. This is the consonant, okay, consonant. So the C will be added after a, okay. So here you can see AC, and finally AY should be added, okay. So here also you can see this is starting with a consonant. So this P will be added after S, okay. So you can see here SP, and AY should be added here, okay. And one more example is, you can see this. So this is not a beginning with a single consonant, it is beginning with multiple consonants. So what you have to do is, you have to remove all these consonants from the beginning and you have to insert it after Z, okay. So you are having Z, SC, HW, and finally AY should be added, okay. That's it. And if a word begins with a vowel, just add way at the end, okay. So where is vowels? Here you can see. So this is beginning with a vowel. So what you have to add is just add way to it, okay, at the end. That's it. So let me finish writing the code and I will be explaining you. So this is what the code is. So here also we will be using regular expressions, okay. So this is a function which is getting str, string, as an argument. So this is the string which we are going to pass as the argument, and the output of this string should be like this, okay. For example, I am making it a comment ON SONANT, and the C should be added at the end, okay, and then AY should be added. So this is how the result should be, okay. So let us write the code. So here we are having a consonant called, here we are having a variable called consonant rejects, okay. And then that consonant rejects is having code like this, okay. So what does it mean? This means if this character is outside the character set, okay. The character set is nothing but square boxes, okay, square bracket. If this character is outside the square bracket, this means that at the beginning, okay. So we already saw this in regular expressions. And we have written AEIOU in the square bracket, okay. This means these are all vowels. And we have given character inside the square bracket, okay. So this means the alphabets should not be vowels, okay. So if we simply put AEIOU, it means it should be vowels. And if we are giving character and AEIOU, it means this should not be vowels, okay. So whenever we are, so this means that this should not be vowels. So what else is remaining? Consonants, okay. So this should be consonant, okay, that is what we are saying. And plus means there can be many consonants, that is what we are saying, okay. So let us do it here. Then I am again declaring a variable here, and what I am doing is I am going to match this rejects with string, okay, this consonant. So I am giving string dot match consonant rejects, okay. So let us see the output of the my consonants, okay. Give console dot log of my consonants, okay, and you will be getting C, okay. So how it works? This is what means at the beginning, okay, this character means at the beginning. So at the beginning, this means consonant, okay, consonant or many consonants. So it means that if some string is having consonant or many consonants at the beginning, so this will be matched, okay. So here in the string we are checking with this condition. So anything is like that, we are checking like, okay, we are checking with this condition. So in the string we are having consonant. So the consonant is the string here, and at the beginning we are having a consonant, okay. At the beginning we are having a consonant, okay. So it matches. This string matches. So at the beginning we are having a consonant, and what this result is showing here is C, okay. So C will be stored in the my consonants, okay. That's what we can see the output of my consonants here, okay, C. So my consonants will be getting the value of C because we are giving the condition at the beginning there should be a consonant or many consonants. So C is here at the beginning, okay, as the consonant. So the C will be stored in this variable, okay. Then what we are going to do is we are going to return something, okay. So give return, and we are giving condition, and we are giving condition as my consonants not equal to null, okay. My consonants not equal to null. So if my consonants not equal to null, okay, if my consonants is not equal to null, it means that it is having some value, okay. If my consonants is having some value, what we are going to do is we are going to do this thing, okay. If this becomes true, this will be executed, this part will be executed. So if this becomes false, this part will be executed, okay. So if my consonants variable is having some consonant, okay, if having some consonant, this will be executed. So I am going to make everything comment, okay, and then we will see the result. So this is else part, so we don't have to consider that, okay. Then what I am going to do is I am going to print the result, console.log of So here we are having the result. So please remove this is not necessary, okay. So here we are having the result ONSONANT, okay. This is what the result we are getting using this code, okay. So what we have done here is we are going to replace something on the string, okay. We are going to replace something on this string. So what we are going to replace is consonant rejects, okay. Consonant rejects. So this is nothing but at the beginning if there are consonants or many consonants, okay, at the beginning if there are consonants or many consonants, that will be removed with this, okay, empty string. It means there is nothing. So that C will be removed from here, okay. So this C will be removed from here and nothing will be added in it. So O will be starting the string, okay. That's it. Then what we are going to do is we are going to concat that result with my consonants, okay. So already I told my consonants will be having the value of C, okay, because C is nothing but C is the letter which matches consonant at the beginning with the string, okay. So already I told you my consonants will be having the value of C, okay. So this C will be concatenated with the string, okay, that we got here ONSONANT, okay. So now the string will be added with a C at the end, okay. So now it is having a result like this. Then what we are going to do is we are going to add AY, okay. So let me take this also. So now you will be having AY at the last using concat method, okay? That's it. So this condition means consonant is starting the string, okay? If this condition becomes true, it means that consonant is starting the word, starting the string. So if this becomes false, okay, if this becomes false, it means vowel is starting the word, okay, vowel is starting the string. So what we will do if vowel is starting the string, we will be doing this part, okay. So we will be doing this part. So here what they have said is, if a word begins with a vowel, just add way at the end. So what we will be doing is, we will be adding way to the end of the string using concat method, okay, that's it. So if I am replacing this with the word starting from O, actually this is a vowel, okay, this is starting with a vowel, so what will happen is, way will be added at the end, okay, you can see the result here. Press Ctrl Enter. So in this exercise what we will be going to do is, we are going to do search and replace. For example, this will be a string, okay, the first argument, and the second argument is nothing but we will be searching this word in the string, okay. For example, we will be having the word of jumped here. So the second argument is the word which is present inside the first argument, okay, in this string. And the third argument is nothing but the word which has to be replacing this second argument, okay. So you are having jumped here in the first string, and what you are going to do is, you are going to replace this jumped with leaped, okay. So that is what we are going to do. So let me write the code and I will be explaining it to you. So this is what our code is, okay. I will be explaining you very quickly. So this is a function which is having 3 arguments, parameters, okay, and those are str, before and after, okay. So this is what the str is. So this is a string, and what we are going to do is, we are going to find this word on this string and we are going to replace that with leaped, okay. So we are going to replace this jumped which is present inside the string with the word of leaped, okay, that is what we are going to do. So write the code here. Now what we are going to do is, I have declared a variable called index and I have given str.index of before. So what we are doing here is, we are finding the index of the before word in the string. For example, we are finding this jumped word, okay, in this string. So we are finding the index of the jumped word on this string, okay. So that is what we are doing here. So we are finding the index of the before word on the string. So it will be having the value of index, okay. Then what we are going to do is, we are going to write if else statement here, and we are giving str of index. So this index is nothing but index of the before word, okay. So if I give str of index, it means the word before, okay. So if str of index equal to str of index to uppercase, okay, str of index to uppercase, it means that okay, str of index, it means the before word, okay, is equal to str of index dot to uppercase. So if this word is equal to the capital word, okay, capital word of the capital word, it means that this word should be a capital letter, okay. So if this word is a capital letter, what we will be doing, that is what we are going to see now. We are going to write after word here, okay. So we have to change the before word to after word now. So we are going to give after equal to after dot char at 0 to uppercase plus after dot slice of 1. Okay. So it means that if this word is in the uppercase, what we have to write is we have to write the after word also in the uppercase. Okay, so that only we are writing this whole code. If this before word is in uppercase, we have to write the after word also in uppercase. Okay, and if the before word is not in uppercase, we have to write the after word also not in uppercase. So that is why we are writing this code here. Okay, so we are going to have the after word with the first letter. Okay, that is what after dot char at index of 0. So index of 0 is nothing but the first letter to uppercase. So the first letter will be made as uppercase here. Okay, plus after dot slice of 1. So slice of 1 is nothing but this one is nothing but from which index. Okay, so from first index all the letters will be copied as it is. Okay, so we will not be changing anything. So the first letter will be made as capital and the letters starting from the second letter, okay, that will be copied as it is. That means lowercase. Okay, that's it. And here you can see if the word, okay, here you can see if that before word is not a capital letter, what we will be doing is we will be writing the after word also not in capital letter. Okay, so for that we are giving after dot char at index of 0. It means the first letter of the after word to lowercase. So the first letter of the after word also should be in lowercase. Okay, and the remaining letters of that afterwards also should be in small. So we will be just copying it, okay, using slides method. Then what we will be doing is we are going to give string as str dot replace of before after. So it means we are going to replace in the string. So exactly if I have to say it, we are going to replace the before word with the after word on this string. Okay, so that is what we are going to do now. So finally we will be returning the string. Okay, press Ctrl Enter. So this is DNA pairing. Okay, so here you can see, for example, for the input GCG, return GC, CG and GC. Okay, so if G is there, okay, GC should be returned with an array, and if C is there, CG should be returned, and G is there, GC should be returned. Okay, that is what we have to do here. So the same argument they have given here also. Okay, GCG. So it should be returning this. Okay, for G, GC should be returned. For C, CG should be returned. For G, GC should be returned. Okay, so let us write the code and explain it. And then you have to know the other pairs also. Okay, for example, here you can see here, if A is here, okay, if A is there, AT should be returned, and if T is there, TA should be returned, and we already know for C and G, and again if A is there, AT should be returned. Okay, so like that we should return. So now what we are going to do is we are getting a string here. Okay, and we have to write the pairs of it, okay, with an array. So it should be returning like this. Inside an array, these pairs should be returned. Okay, so we are receiving a string here. Okay, so delete this comment is not necessary. So we are having a string here, And what I have done is I have declared a variable called pairs, okay, and this is an object. And what I have written here is the pairs of each letter. For example, for A, I have written the pair as T, and for T, I have written the pair as A, and for C, the pair as G, and for G, the pair as C, okay. So I have written the pairs of all the letters. And then what I have done here is I have split the string, okay. So here we are having the string as combined one. So now I am going to split it and make into an array, okay. So I have declared a variable called arr and I have used the split method here. So I have given str.split of double quotes, okay. And let us print this and we will see the result. Console.log of arr. And now we will be having separate letters G, C and G. Then what we have to do is we have to make it like this, okay. So we have to add the pairs with them, okay. So how to add them? So we are using map method here, okay. So we have given arr.map because we are going to do map method on this array only, okay, on this array only. So we have given arr.map, okay, arr.map and sorry, let me print that again. And you can see G, C, G in an array, okay. So we are doing map method on this array. And here we are having X. So this X is nothing but the element of this array, okay. So G is an element, C is an element and G is an element. So this G, C, G, all these things will be passed into this map method with the name of X, okay. So first this G will be passed with the name of X, and what we will be doing is we will be returning an array, okay, we will be returning an array with the first element of X, okay. It means at the first iteration this G will be passed with the value of X, okay. This G will be passed with the name of X. So in this array G will be returned, okay, G, and then with G pairs of G will be included. For example, what is the pairs of G? So this is pairs is an object here and you have to find G here, okay. So we have written pairs square bracket of G. So what is the value of G here? C, okay. So G and C will be inserted into an array and it will be returned, okay. So like that for C and G also it will be returned. So let me print the result, okay. Give console.log of, and you can see the output here. The pair of G is C and the pair of C is G and the pair of G is C, okay. That's it. Press Ctrl Enter. Now what we are going to do is we are going to find the missing letters. For example, we are having A, B, C, E, okay. So from A to E we have to find what is the missing letter, okay. Find the missing letter in the passed letter range and return it. So when this A, B, C, E, okay, from A to E, what is the missing letter? That is what we have to find, okay. And here you can see A, B, C, E will return D because D is missing from A to E. And here you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, O. And from A to O, I is missing. So that is what we have to return. So let me write the code. So this is what our code is, okay. So we will be having a function and it will be getting string as an argument. And you can see the string here, okay, A, B, C, E. And what you have to do is you have to find which letter is missing from A to E, okay. For that we are having a for loop here, okay. And in that for loop I have given let I equal to 0, it means the index of 0, okay. And what we are going to access is this string, okay. We are going to access this string. So always the first letter of the string will be beginning with 0. Sorry, the index of the first letter will be always 0. So we are giving let I equal to 0, and that index will be increasing with the value 1. So we are giving I plus plus, and that index value will be always less than string dot length or less than or equal to string dot length minus 1. Okay, so this also same. So this string dot length minus 1 is nothing but the index of the last letter of the string. Okay, so this is nothing but the index of the last letter of the string. Okay, so this index I will be reaching the value up to the index of the last element. Okay, last letter, that's it. So then what we are going to do is, I have created a constant here with str dot char code at I. Okay, so it means what? Str dot char code at I, it means at some index. For example, 0 is the index, okay, starting index. So I am giving I with the value of 0, and we are giving str dot char code at 0. It means at the index of 0, what should be the character? Okay, so let me print this result, console.log of char code. Okay, and you will be having console.log of char code, and this is fine. Okay, so they have written the value of 97, 98, 99, 101. Okay, so this 97 is nothing but the value of A. Okay, I think so it's binary or not, I think so. I don't know which base system it is, but the value of A is nothing but 97, and the B is 98. Okay, and the value of C is 99, and the value of E is 101. Okay, so we are getting the character code. Okay, character code of the numbers of the string. Okay, of the string by accessing them with the index. For example, for index of 0, it will be returning the value of 97, and for index of 1, it will be returning the value of 98. Okay, like that it will be doing. So initially the I value will be 0, so it will be returning the value of 97. Okay, then what we are going to do is, we are going to have if statement here, and this if statement is telling if char code is not equal to str dot char code at index of 0 plus I. Okay, so we already know the char code. Okay, the char code of the number, that is okay, the char code of the character, and if that is not equal to str dot char code at of index 0 plus I. Okay, so what does it mean? So let me compare it. Okay, for example, the code for the letters we have written here is for A, B, C, E, we have written the code as, let me make it a comment. Okay, so there will be no problem, 97, and then 98, and then 99, and 101. Okay, and here what we are doing is, we will be taking the code of the first letter. Okay, first letter, for example here A is the first letter, so we are taking the code of the first letter A. Okay, and then we will be adding with the index, so the initial index will be 0. So the character, the character code of the first letter of the string will be the character code of the first letter plus index. For example, here what we are saying here is, okay, this will be having the code of 97, okay, A will be having, and A is nothing but the first letter, that is what we are saying, and we will be adding the index with I, so I is nothing but at the first iteration 0, so this will be having 97, okay, and then we will be writing for B. So we already took the first character code as 97 and we will be adding I with it, okay, so this will be 1, so 97 plus 1 is 98, and then for the third iteration what we will be doing is, for C, okay, third iteration, it is not for C at all, but for first letter, second letter, like that, okay. So for first letter of the string, and this is for the second letter of the string, okay, and this is for third letter of the string, and this will be having 97 plus 2 and it should be 99, okay, and for the fourth letter this will be having the value of 97 plus 3 and that is 100, okay. So this is how the actual character code should be for the 4 letters A, B, C, E, okay. It should be 97, 98, 99, 100, but what output we are getting here is 97, 98, 99, 101. So the character code of 100 is missing here, okay, and that is nothing but D, okay. So that is what we are checking. In this condition we are checking if there is any string missing, okay, that is what we are checking here, okay. So this is nothing but this, and this is nothing but this, okay. So that is what we are doing. So if all the letters are there, okay, so no letter is missing, what we will be doing is we will be returning string dot from char code of char code minus 1, okay. So let us print the result of this and delete this also, console.log of char code, and let us print this result, console.log of okay, actually this condition says if the char code of all the letters is not equal to the char code here, okay. So it means some letter is missing here. So if some letter is missing here, what we have to do is we have to give return string dot from char code of char code minus 1. So it means the letter which is missing, okay. So we will be getting the char code using this code, and we will be getting what is the letter from this string dot, okay. From string dot we will be getting what is the letter that is having this code, okay, this character code. So we will be getting the missing letter, okay, that's it. So if no letter is missing, we will be returning undefined, okay, that's it. Press Ctrl Enter. So from this sorted union we will be seeing from the next class, okay. I would like to conclude this session now. From sorted union we will be seeing from the next class. So thank you for watching my videos, friends. Thank you for supporting me. Please subscribe me. Thank you.